Hello everyone, this is Shining Noctiles, and tonight I would like to share a topic that's been on my mind for a wee while now. I'd like to share a topic regarding things that have been going on now as of late, where a lot of people, especially this time of year, tend to delve into the darker aspects of life, and with it being the dark half of the year, with the introduction, with the genesis of it, or the beginning of it, beginning on October 31st, right near Samhain. Um, it's definitely something that brings a lot of shadow elements that many have to face, and I can say that I myself have faced such elements not only during this part of the year, but for the past several years, and I believe that learning to understand one's darkness is definitely important. I know in today's society, and even back in the Middle Ages, where I believed I had a previous life as a Celtic Irishman, many are drawn to the faves that tend to be more light-based, that tend to reject the darkness, and it is something that I believe uh, is important to kind of discuss because the darkness and the shadows are part of us, and they are part of nature. And just as every summer has its winter, so does every life has its death, and every uh, light have its shadow. But I believe that being able to embrace these concepts and learning how to work with them constructively, I think is really important. It is one thing I believe I have learned from the Raven and the Crow and Morgan, my metaphysical experiences with them. I've learned that being comfortable with one's own darkness and being able to rekindle the flame in the middle of a wintry night, as it were, I believe is important because even when it's cold outside or within, it's important to find that strength to light up the darkness around you, and also being able to embrace that darkness and letting it be part of you, but learning how to also constructively work on it, I believe is important. And I am thankful, that other people who may think in similar ways, such as Adrian von Zilger and potentially Solace, tried their best to touch their viewers via the melodies and music that they play, and I am very appreciative of that. I at times enjoy writing poetry to speak to my own watchers and viewers. I believe sometimes writing things in a poetic form definitely can speak to one's own heart, but I also like to speak of these things in a conversational manner as well, if only because I believe bringing it more down to earth and allowing these thoughts to be part of one's own everyday life and part of their own reality, I believe is very important. And I that is one thing I rather enjoy about Celtic mythology and Wicca is that at least for me it has helped me become more rooted with the earth and with my own experiences and with reality and learning how to work with it, at least within my own life. And there have been experiences where I have experienced loss and where I have experienced grieving and mourning and death. But I have learned that it is important to release those experiences, release them to the universe, and recognize, just as Raven and Crow and the Morgan have taught me, that that although there are certain chapters that do end, and although there are certain things that are unveiled, learning how to work through those shadows even after the unveilings, and learning to even forgive and let go of people or connections that no longer serve you, I believe is definitely important. And um, part of forgiving isn't necessarily saying that you pardon what someone has done and completely forget, what the past brought on, but it is acknowledging the person, you know, past and present, yet having the strength to acknowledge that even though what they did in the past may have not have been the most prudent decision, that you are able to let go of those resentful feelings and are able to clear your own energy, as it were, and purify it, and allowing the person to go, to let them be, and to walk their own path as you walk your own, and to wish them goodwill so that their future may provide an opportunity for them to heal and change for the better. I believe that is something that is very important to strive for, at least in my opinion, if only because it helps to acknowledge the darkness within another and within yourself, but it also brings healing within that darkness, healing within the shadows, healing that is dark and may even seem black, but it is very healing. It is one reason why I recently was drawn to the gemstone obsidian, if only because I know many people, when they think of the purity of a gem, they think of a diamond with its white, illustrious color, or clearness, as it were. But with the obsidian, even though it may seem a stark contrast to the diamond, the beauty I find in it is within all of that darkness and within the black color, as it were, or dark color. Uh, there is a purity within that darkness, or within the dark color. And it is akin to viewing the Raven night sky on a starry evening, to see the peace, the rest, the relief, the healing that comes from and with that energy. And I believe many people have forgotten the beauty of night, the spiritual meaning of it, as well as the darkness, if only because for so long major civilizations and empires, such as the Romans as well as others, uh, tended to deify the light, while they tended to bastardize or demonize the darkness, or things of that nature. And I believe that being able to see the beauty of winter, the beauty of those dark nights, and the beauty to illuminate them with the stars that allure them like sparkles would on a raven night gown, or just the fire that illuminates in those dark times, I believe is important. And I know there are some people who tend not to live in colder regions of the country, or of the countries they live in, or in the earth, if only because they tend, for most of the year to be relatively warm, or at least temperate. But I believe, now living in a area at least in the U.S. specifically, that does have a winter, I believe that it is very good for one's own heart, at least for my own. if only because it's a good balance to summer, it's a good balance to the heat, it's a good balance to the just to the overall day about going about things, and even though it's not always, even though we may have fewer amounts of daylight hours in the winter, I believe that being able to have the time to reflect and to kind of appreciate the difference in the surroundings, despite it being in stark contrast to what summer may have been, I think is quite important in order to just appreciate the what the seasons have to bring in general, and I believe that when you're able to rekindle your flame within dark times, I believe it really brings inner strength within yourself. And even if you may have to walk a lone road, I believe learning how to rebuild the fortitude, rebuild the strength, rebuild the character within you, I believe is something that I believe is very very healing in the long run. And it's a road not many may wish to follow, since it is can be quite rocky at times, and there are snags along the way. But I believe that, at least for me, it's a road that has brought a lot of relief, and I am grateful and honored that I have been able to walk on this path. And I felt like I wanted to share this with my audience and with others out there that wish to tune into this video, if only because I think it's important for a flame to be present at times, especially in dark times. It's one reason why I connect to the hearth, and why I now see and remember why the Celts viewed the hearth as part of the soul of the household, and the spirits, especially in dark times, in the autumn as well as in the winter. And I think that it is something that I think is quite good to remember, quite good to reclaim. And at times I feel, as I share more of these thoughts, I even feel at times I reclaim part of my Irish accent, as it were, either intentionally or not intentionally. I think there are some parts of one's soul that never truly fades away, even after one's physical body decomposes, as it were. It shows how the soul can rekindle itself even beyond death, and I am fortunate that even though I may be one of few that kind of connects with these sentiments, and may sometimes feel like I am a being that somehow kind of returned to the physical earth centuries after a time passed, I still see the spirit of the Eld in some hearts today, and I am glad that that the flame is still alive, as it were. And I although I am one voice out of those who still may wish to still carry onward with this sentiment, I believe that there will be other hearts that may think similarly, and I just wish to share the sentiment that to remember and to kind of inspire others to continue going forward, even if the path may be dark, and to know that the stars will illuminate the night sky for ye, and and to hold faith that the flame within will continue to illuminate the way for you. And I wish to leave you with those words for the evening. I hope you all have a good rest of the evening. I probably will share more videos in the future regarding some of these topics. And again, I want to thank one of Solace's videos for kind of inspiring me to share this video tonight. Sometimes you need a little bit of a spark in the ember to be motivated enough to rekindle the flame, you know? And I think it's something that I believe was a good thing to do. And I hope you all have a good rest of the evening. Bye.